Well, good day everyone. We are out here again, and today will be yet another beautiful day. It's supposed to get up to about 66 today. So, of course, we're out here taking full advantage of this weather. I'm probably gonna have to shed this sweatshirt momentarily, but currently waiting for the bridge to open up, and then we're gonna start heading downstream. Well, there's not going to be much wind today. Excuse me. According to my forecast thing, there's not supposed to be that much wind. But I'm just mostly out here just to vibe and be in the nice weather. So I know that I'm not going to be getting much wind. I've got the mainsail and the jib already set up there, so that's good. I'm gonna put motor in forward because the bridge is just about ready to start opening. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening today. Not sure there's going to be much to film, to be honest, because of the fact that there's not much wind. So, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So yeah. Another thing too is that the tide is actually going to be, it's actually going down right now, and by the time I get back it's going to be really low. So, and I kind of left later than I should have. I really should have left at like 7 a.m., but I left the dock at like 10:30. Actually, close to 11. So I really did not leave at a good time, and that's my fault. But yeah, so we're gonna try to make do with what we can. I'm probably not even going to be able to sail for very long at all, maybe like possibly 1 hour. So yeah, that kind of messed me up. But what I was saying with the tide is this is I forget what they call it, like a slack tide or an ebb tide. But this is kind of the ebb tide, I think, is next weekend, because it's supposed to go really low right in the middle of the day and then up again in the evening. Those are really good because you can leave in the morning, it's really high, and then when you come back in the evening, it's really high again. So you can feel a slight breeze, and up there in the river a little bit, there's more ripples. So we might have a light breeze, and I'm going to be flying the jib today as well, so we'll be catching as much wind as humanly possible today with what I've got on board, and we'll see what happens there. But it is, oh, you feel that? You see that in my hair? You see that on that flag there? That's called wind, baby. And it is, oh yeah, sail is blocking my vision. I can't see anything now. But yeah, it is so nice out. I think it's going to get up to 66. I think I mentioned that earlier. Right now it's probably in the upper 50s, low 60s. I'm so happy for summer. Like, I cannot wait for summer. There's gonna be so many cool little adventures I go on, which of course I'll be sharing on this channel. Well, we've just left, and I think we are officially in Elliott Bay, which means that I can now put up the sails. And I think I will probably do it right here, I think. So I think I'll go and put up the sails and even try to get that jib up and see what happens. So yeah, and the wind is not really sure what to make of it. It's really ripply here, but off over there it looks more calm, so we'll see. Well, shit, that one came out of the mast, so I'm gonna have to go up there and fix that. And it really does take a little bit of finagling to get this jib up, and it's kind of annoying, you know, but the jib is up. I had to retry getting it in its where, you know, where it's held in, like 3 times, and on the 3rd time I got it up, but like it would start coming out of the plastic. You know, I don't really know if you guys have seen this. I'm gonna try to go up here really quick because there's not too much wind, but basically the jib goes inside of this plastic thing, and it kind of like curves in, and the whole sail has to go up this, but like sometimes it'll like go halfway up and then it'll come out, which is really annoying. But that only happens occasionally, and I really don't like to raise the jib when it's kind of really windy weather, because it's so sensitive, and then it's super windy, and then I've got to go up there and fix it. But on a nice calm day like this, the jib is kind of a must. So she's up, everything's up. We've got our power, and I think the wind is coming from like northwest kind of. So the sail is, the main sail is kind of tacked in. The jib is also, I pulled it in as well. Let me grab my wind gauge here, and we can get an idea of what we're dealing with. So we've got about 2.5 knots of wind right now. So just a light breeze, I guess you could say. I don't know if you guys saw the last video, but we were getting like 15 knot winds. It was pretty cool. That was really cool. But yeah, we're just vibing right now, and I think I'm gonna go get my radio and play some music or something like that. So, and I didn't show you guys this, but we've got some more sailors out here. Got one there, just has his main up. We got one over there, and we've got, I think, a sailing yacht club race going on up there. So yeah, that's about it for now. Just relaxing and taking advantage of this warm little blip of weather. I just checked the speed on my phone, how fast we're going. We're going about 2 knots right now, so not too much movement. Remember in the last video when I said I was going to figure out some kind of system to where I can keep this tiller stationary, and then I never did? So, well, since it's a calm day, I might as well try to do that, because it kind of got intense last weekend and I had to focus on different things. Okay, so this works. So I just kind of tied up a little system. It was like one side I tied the rope there, then I wrapped it around a couple times around the tiller, and then tied it off on this cleat, and now this doesn't budge at all. And that is a good way to keep your course straight. Well, we don't have any wind, so we're just kind of like gonna drift wherever. But like if there's wind, this is a good autopilot. So I'm gonna be using this in the future. Well, I do want to test this out and see what it looks like when there's actually wind and we're moving. But the idea makes sense. I mean, the tiller isn't gonna move around. And when there's wind, the tiller is obviously what dictates where you're going. So, but yeah, we are starting to turn because there's no wind. But yeah, this is cool. And this was, I need to get probably a shorter rope. This is just kind of like an extra rope I have. Yeah, that is not budging at all. And I can tighten this and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this isn't going anywhere, so that's cool. I'm gonna be using this in the future for sure. Like if I need to go up, if I'm by myself especially, and I need to go up there, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use this system, but I need to take this out because I need to steer, man. We're getting off course. We've started to meander facing west. I'd like to face north, man. But we might not be able to might not be able to turn at this point. So anyways, I thought that was worth sharing with you guys, this little tiller system I created. Well, obviously I didn't create it, people have done this, but Sam Holmes Sailing, he did something like this, and that's how he keeps his course, and he can like go downstairs and sleep, you know. Anyways, all right, we already have completely turned the opposite direction of where we were going, so that's fun. Okay, we got a little breeze. We got a breeze, so let me, it's like 0.5 knot breeze, like barely can feel it, but I'll adjust course accordingly. The jib on over here. So we're here. The mainsail, go ahead and a little something like that. Wind's kind of coming from over there. Go ahead. I see a little movement. We're moving ever so slightly. Just enough for me to gain my steering back. Got a little 2 knot, 3 knot wind right now, and just moving a little bit. I'd say 3, maybe 3 knots, I would say we're going right now. It's just gorgeous, man. Look at those mountains. Oh, there's a seal. Look at that, a little sea lion. And he's gone. But yeah, we're kind of hugging the industrial area. The mouth of the river's right here, and then the city is directly in front of us. I kind of want to hug the river because I need to start heading back. Actually, I need to start heading back up the river probably in 15 minutes, or else I'm not going to be able to get in my spot in time because the tide is going down really quick right now. That's why I was saying earlier, like, we're risking it, brother. Like, we're trying to get this as much as sailing little adventures we can get whilst we can out here. Who knows when the weather will be nice again. So, and of course, right when I am wanting to leave, wanting to head back up the river, we get the best wind of the day. Isn't that just perfect? I'd guess 5-6 knot winds right now, and got both sails up. Just perfect timing, man. Just perfect timing. Oh, so annoying. Man, we're cruising right now with the jib up. Like, when the jib is up too, you don't really need that much wind to just get going. Wow. Whoa! Look at us go! We're absolutely booking right now. The jib started to come out of its clasp there, which kind of concerns me. But we're about to turn around in a little bit and start heading up the river anyhow, so. Where was this earlier, man? My goodness. Here's our current lean, about 15 degrees right now. Down country roads, oh yeah, look at us go. jib is gonna completely come apart, I feel like. I've got that feeling, man. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay, well, our day just might be over. I'm gonna come about and start heading up river. All right, got the sails down. Now we're gonna be heading up river, but if you guys have any suggestions on how I can fix the jib where it starts to come out of its fitting like that, I think I was able to capture it on camera there. But do I need to replace the fitting? Is it just because it's old and it needs to get replaced? Like, how do you even replace that? If you guys have any ideas, just let me know down in the comment section, because I really find that irritating. And like when I'm out and there's heavy winds and stuff, I don't want the jib to completely like fall apart like that, and then I have to go up there and wrestle with basically what turned into a kite and try to pull a kite down. It's kind of annoying, and it's not exactly what I'd call fun to deal with. So, but the mainsail is a beauty, and I kind of like the setup I'm doing now is if I know there's going to be like 15 knot winds, I'm just going to only deploy the mainsail. Like, I'm not even going to mess with the jib. But if it was like today where it was supposed to be calm, then I'll put the jib up. But as you saw in the last video, I was able to do just fine with the mainsail when it was really windy like that. I was cruising. So that's kind of the setup I'm doing now. But if you guys have any ideas, then yeah, let me know. But now we're gonna take about an hour and a half to get back to the marina, and by that time, I think right now the tide is at like I didn't check, it might be at like 5 feet, but by the time I get back, it'll probably be like 3 foot tide, so I should be able to get in my spot. I've got a 4.5 foot, that's how deep my boat goes down, though, like the bottom of the keel, 4.5 feet below water. Well, the wind stopped, so I feel a little bit better about myself, about leaving and starting to head up the river, because I was like, really, right when the biggest wind comes, I have to start heading back. And good thing the wind died. Now I feel better. So anyways, yeah, I looked at when the first clip of this video was shot, and then when like I started coming out the mouth of the river, exactly 1 hour it took me to get from there back to here. So I'd say an hour and a half to get back. So it should be around 2:30 or so, and we should be able to fit in the spot. So anyways, I think the next clip I'll film might be, well, unless I find something interesting, but I might try to like show you how I dock the boat and get it ready for storage. Well, just made it back to the dock, and good timing. You can kind of see bottom right there. So it's getting pretty shallow. I think it's probably around, like where I'm at right here is like 7 feet deep. So I had about like 2.5 feet worth of plane, like that I could play with in order to get into the spot. I've kind of dialed in like the tide, the lowest tide value I need is about like 2 feet before I can't get in here anymore. So good there. Now I'm gonna take all these sails down and then get everything ready to be stored. Okay, so finished all that up. Now the boat is, the only last thing to do is to close the compartment. So yeah, kind of run through what I do generally. This area is always full of lines and stuff. So I started recently kind of coiling them around these winches. So there's this line is super long that comes from the mainsails thing here. So that looks a lot nicer because I used to just like keep them all on the floor and stuff, but now I'm trying to keep it looking a little bit nicer. Also, recently I did actually clean this boat, and as you can see, it's like really clean right now. I'll probably make a video in the future, like whenever I need to clean this thing next, of like what I do and stuff, how I do it. But the sails are down. I always put the sail down. The mainsail I always just leave in this cover, in this kind of UV protectant cover, and that just stays there because I don't really have a bag for it. Then the power, I have I think I've shown this before. It's a 30 amp to 110 volt like standard plug, so it converts the 30 amp into this, and this is just an extension cord that runs downstairs into a power strip. And I got the cable hooked up, but I'm not actually drawing any power right now, because generally why I even set up the power in the first place is I run this air dryer, and this is like when it's really cold and muggy, but as you can see, it's currently 74.3 degrees in the cabin, 27% humidity, so I don't need to run this right now. But like next week it's gonna get back into the 50s and cold again, or I mean 50s and raining, so I'll probably stop at the boat sometime in the middle of the week and turn on the power and turn that air dryer on, just so I can like prevent mildew and that stuff. But it's really comfortable down here. I've never been down here when it's been this warm, 74 degrees, and it feels really good. And then you've got that breeze coming in, and then like I can also open up this front hatch, and then it can run like a cross breeze through here. And that's my plan for the summer when I do some summer camping. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. But that's about gonna do it for this video. Was a really kind of an uneventful day in the beginning, and then the last like 10 minutes we were just flying through the water. And I wish that happened like earlier on in the day, but that's just how it goes. That's how the wind blows sometimes. That was a good pun, but anyways, yeah. And I also, that was the first time I really videotaped what I do while you know, getting done or getting ready to you know, put this thing put everything away or whatever. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. See you in the next one.